Hi everyone, thanks so much for being here. My name is Kat and I make houseplant videos here on Good and Planty. If you just so happen to absolutely love this video, please consider liking it, commenting, subscribing, or following me on Instagram. All of these things help me grow my channel like a plant. Can you believe that it has been a year of me saying that? I literally cannot believe it. Yes, today's video is extremely exciting for me. It marks the year anniversary of Good and Planty. I have learned so much, and Good and Planty has grown a lot during that time period, and I kind of just wanted to make a video sharing some of the things that I learned. For those of you who are curious or those of you who want to start a channel for yourself, I figured this could be a helpful video. First and foremost, I just have to say thank you, of course, to everyone who has supported me. I obviously could not get to where I am without all of you, and I just appreciate it so much. So thank you. And I'm also proud of myself. I'll say it. I'm proud of myself too. I went a whole year and I only missed one video the entire time. So no matter what, I was uploading on YouTube, and I'm also very proud of myself, and I think consistency did play a huge part in my very moderate success. And I don't know, I'm just excited to talk a little bit about YouTube and break that fourth wall almost for the day. I, on Instagram, asked for some topics and questions that you had or were curious about regarding YouTube and running a YouTube channel. And unsurprisingly, the number one, most popular topic that came up was money, and I am not surprised by that at all. I was completely prepared to talk about money. So how much money does someone with 15,000 subscribers make? To start making money directly on YouTube, you need to be accepted into YouTube's partner program. And what you need for that, I think the main qualifications are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I was super lucky, and I uploaded my first video on May 30th. And on August 28th, I was monetized, and I do have a whole video where I got my first paycheck, and it was really exciting. So if you want to check it out and see my reaction in real time, I will link it up above. There are multiple ways to make money absolutely off of a YouTube channel, but that is one of the most significant ones that kind of comes to mind first. So I was extremely excited. Ads are the number one way to make money on YouTube. Not that it makes, let me rephrase that. Ads are kind of one of the first steps that you take to make money on YouTube. It doesn't necessarily have to be make the most money. Ads is one of my revenue streams. Another one of my revenue streams is Amazon affiliate links. I'm a part of their affiliate program, so if you shop in my Amazon storefront, I do get a small commission from those sales. And then most recently, last month, I launched my little merch shop. That has also been a revenue stream for me moving forward as well. That is absolutely not all of the ways that you can make money on YouTube, but those are currently, as a very small channel, the ways that I am making money and trying to work towards this being my full-time job. Now, I'm about to share how much money I made last month, which is the most money I've ever made on YouTube. But I do want to make a little mini disclaimer that everybody's ad revenue and revenue in general and within the plant community is completely different. So you probably can't use my numbers to estimate how much you would make at a certain subscriber count or how much a bigger YouTuber makes. So it is kind of tricky. It's a base point, and I think that there's similarities within probably my numbers and people who have a channel of a similar size, but subscribers do not indicate how much money someone makes. It honestly comes way more down to views and watch duration. With all that being said, let's talk about how much money I made last month on YouTube. So let's start with ad revenue, because that is my number one revenue stream right now. That's where I make the most money. I'm gonna look down because I have all of my analytics here. I know that probably in the thumbnail or the title I'm saying with 15,000 subscribers because that's how much I have now, but in April I did have less. I am on track to make more money than I did in April, so I will probably, well, I don't want to spoil it, but I'll make more money. I just didn't want to do this month because it's not complete yet, so I am using April. Hopefully that makes sense. So in April, for ad revenue, with 146,000 views, 15.6 watch hours, that made me $991 on YouTube before tax. So keep in mind, when a lot of people make these videos, they are talking about a pre-taxed income, because Google, when they pay me, they do not take out the tax from me. I have to be in charge of that. I have to be responsible, and I do take out about 33% to kind of cover me when it comes to tax season. Roughly last month after tax from ad revenue, I made about $660. Then let's move on over to my affiliate links, because I also do make money on there. So let me pull those analytics up. In April on Amazon, I made $230, again before tax. And then my last revenue stream was the merch launch. So let me see how much money I made on there. $311 before tax. So when you buy my merch, I only get a percentage of that, unfortunately. So that is how much all of it accumulated. And I will make a note for the merch is that that was my launch month. So I can expect for it to be significantly lower this month, because of course with the launch, there's excitement. I'm reaching a lot of people. I'm not gonna make $330 monthly from here on out on merch. That will definitely fluctuate a little bit more than I would say the AdSense and the affiliate links. This month, I am so excited. I think I'm finally gonna hit the $1,000 mark from AdSense, which is amazing. Of course, again, that is before tax. But yeah, I will put the numbers up here. I will put before tax income from last month here, after tax here, and that is how much I made last month from YouTube. I got some questions like, can you make a living off of YouTube? Like, how well do you consider that pay? That is a very tricky question, because everybody's expenses are completely different, and what is livable is, you know, it's hard to say. But I would say that you can absolutely make a living off of YouTube. I think it is good money in my opinion, considering like you get complete freedom and control. So you just have to be smart and you have to be careful, because there's a lot of fluctuating going on with the money. That is something to keep in mind if you are trying to make YouTube your full-time job. That does not cover my current salary right now, so I can't switch over 100% full-time to YouTube, but I think it is getting to a point where I could consider part-time and part-time eventually, or just continue using this as supplemental income, because it is not an insignificant amount and it has helped me a lot with unexpected expenses and just taking care of my plans. For me and my life, I would consider YouTube's pay to be pretty decent. And I think it could sustain me in the future. Fingers crossed. I really hope so. So that is kind of the deal with me personally and how much money I make. Again, it is less controlled by subscriber count and more on watch duration and watch hours and stuff like that. So that is definitely a very important analytic to pay attention to if you're trying to grow on YouTube. Okay, so that's all of my money talk, but you guys also had some interest in some other topics, so I will talk about that a little bit. Another really common question I got was how I started my YouTube channel and how I can deal with judgment from both people online in the comment section and also within my personal life. I will be honest, the number one reason that I put off starting a YouTube channel for a really long time was I was scared that people in my personal life who I didn't want to know about the channel would find it and judge me and make fun of me. Most probably the number one people I never wanted to find my channel were my coworkers. If you're worried about that, that's a very valid concern. Some steps I took to make myself feel a little bit better being online was I disassociate the Good and Planty from my full name. That is why Good and Planty is called Good and Planty. I don't want it to be my full name and very searchable. And I also no longer had a need for LinkedIn. So I also took that down so that there was really no link between me, this YouTube channel, and my job. So if you're kind of like worried about that and a little bit nervous, I think that's totally valid. People get, you know, a little curious. So that's just kind of how I made myself feel better about it. But I'll be completely honest, I think with growth comes confidence, and I am definitely less scared about people finding out about my little YouTube channel and making fun of me. I feel really passionate about this project for myself. I feel a lot more confident in it. And also I feel pretty validated. I've gotten a lot of support from all of you. I have so much support in my personal life. Like I've got some questions like, do people make fun of you? No, at least to my face, everybody is very, very supportive. And of course, unfortunately, once you start getting paid a decent amount, it is also a very validating feeling, which I wish that association didn't exist for me, but it does. And it does make me feel a lot better because it's not like, it's a side job for me. You know what I mean? It deserves priority, it deserves time because it helps me support myself. And I think that's really important. Some things I learned and some advice for people who are interested in starting a YouTube channel. Again, I've only been on the internet for like a year, so I'm not like fully experienced, but I think it was enough time for me to kind of like unpack some things. And one thing that I was not expecting was I started this YouTube channel, because I like plants, I like video editing, and I really wanted to, link those hobbies and share them with people. But one thing I did not consider was the self-overload that at least me, and I know some other people, experience when they start content creating. Is relationships with yourself are really complicated, at least for me, and I wasn't really considering how much time I would have to spend with me. Like, video editing is just hours of me watching myself and listening to myself. If I wanted to promote the merch line, I had to take pictures of myself. And I feel like if you're someone with a complicated relationship with yourself, that's just something to be, mindful of. I will say it was a challenge at first, but I think it helps me kind of appreciate myself more. And I think it was, at the end of the day, a beneficial experience for me, and it continues to be. I also learned, I think this will be one of the last things I talk about, but I also learned how hard YouTube could be. And I think that this also is coming from a place where YouTube is my side job. I have a full-time job, so it's something that I have to do extra time management for. There's absolutely challenges to doing YouTube full-time, but I can't speak to that. All I can say is that doing a full-time job and YouTube and trying to balance your personal life can be really, really difficult. And I think it just really comes down to self-discipline and setting up certain schedules or systems that work for you. So for me, what that looks like is I have a content calendar that I plan out like a month in advance. I kind of get a gauge of what is coming up in the following month, what supplies I need, what filming days are gonna be a little bit harder than others. And I also have filming days. So I try to do Tuesday, Wednesdays are usually filming days, and then the rest of the work week are editing days, and then weekends I really try to leave untouched, but it's kind of hard. Sometimes weekends are just those days. So that is kind of like a system I put in place for myself to try and stick to. I don't beat myself up if I don't, but if you're someone that is trying to juggle a lot and also run a YouTube channel, it can be really hard, because that's just talking about video, like filming and editing. That's not considering the brainstorming, the content planning, the looking for inspiration takes time sometimes, not copying, but of course, just keeping up to date on plant knowledge and what other people are doing and all of that. That takes a long time, especially if you're doing SEO research as well. And I didn't even talk about Instagram. I didn't talk about answering comments, answering DMs. That all takes so much time. And when you're building something yourself, I think it's really easy to get swept up into it and want to do each little section the best that you could possibly do it, but it's impossible. I miss DMs all the time. I think that's one thing I'm kind of bad at, is I'm a very late DMer. I'm a very, believe it or not, it's kind of funny that I do part-time social media work, but I am so bad with my phone. Because it feels like work to me. So I want to like, you know, put it aside, but I do want to set more time aside to answering DMs and comments more consistently, because I think that's so important. I genuinely love talking to you all. I just think that like I will go days without really like paying attention to it, and then I'll have like a whole like backlog of DMs I need to answer, and it can get overwhelming as much as I deeply appreciate the support. There are definitely areas within my time management that I still can work on and am figuring out, but all of it is so exciting and I genuinely enjoy doing it so much. Like, this is something I really love. So I'm so happy to watch it continue growing. I really appreciate some certain milestones that I passed. There's so much good that comes with all of the work behind running a YouTube channel. Sorry, I went on a tangent there, but I just got excited. It happens. That's gonna be it for today. I talked a lot about YouTube. You all had a ton of questions. I'm sorry if I didn't answer them all. There were so many topics I could do deep dives on. I didn't want to just gloss over them because YouTube and the algorithm and how to be successful on it is pretty complex, and I also don't like, you know, if I really knew the keys, I would have like 1 million subscribers right now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!